Hello, in this video I want to go through some quick hacks to help you design faster in Canva. So I thought that I would just show you as I rebrand something. So the first thing that I tend to do is add a page. So we just add a page, move it back to the top, and what I like to do is actually grab any branding that we're going to be using, bring it back, paste it in, and then we have this in there. So when we actually select something and we click on the color, the new color palette is automatically going to be in there. And the same with the fonts. So if we were to select the font, you'll see that the other fonts will also be there. So you can then select one, hit change all. It changes it throughout the entire document. The same for the subheader. So if we were going to change this, that one's Poppins. We want to change it to Josephine Sands. So if we were to select that, there it is, and hit change all, it will also update that throughout the entire document. So then you can also apply the colors. So if we wanted to go through, we could select that color. So we could just hit the color and then find that color we want to change it to and select it in there. Or we can select it here and then select the copy style up here. And then we could just click on the area that we want to add it to. So let's just say we wanted to add it there and we wanted to change this text to be more like this one. We could easily just go, okay, we like that one, so let's just use that there. And the header, maybe we want it to be lowercase like that, so we could just copy style and apply that as well. And then we can just capitalize that if we want to. So that's how I would start applying color and also the fonts to a design. So it just makes it a bit faster to go through and actually update things. Now, another tip that I like to use all the time is if you need to copy something, you can just click on it, hit Alt and drag it. Hit Alt and drag it, hit Alt and drag it. So if you're copying lots of things, it makes it a lot faster. So just holding down Alt when you select something and then dragging it. That's it. So that speeds things up. If you put a line in a design, I know you've probably all had this problem before. So let's just say we add a line in here. Sometimes when you drag the line out, depending on what you have around it, it tends to attach itself to something. And so if you find that you get that happening to you all the time, if you hold shift, it tends to release it and you can move it around and it's not attaching itself to anything. Oops, I let go too early. There you go. So that's holding shift when you are moving the line circle at the end out. Okay. The other thing I like to do is use a brand kit. So whether it's your own branding or if it is branding that you're using for a design. So if you decide that you want to use a certain color palette and certain fonts for a collection, if you have Canva Pro, go ahead and make a brand kit for it, because then you can actually just open up the document and you can just drag things in. So it's just like having a brand board for your products. So you can shuffle and go through colors like that. You can see how it's changing there and sort of flicking through them on that page. You can go through and you can hit apply to all pages once you find something that you like. So say you like that, if you went apply to all pages, it's now completely gone through and updated all of those pages. Now some of them won't look great and you will want to tweak them. So you can just go through and make any adjustments that you need. So that is how you would change that. And if you have a brand board set up, you can save all the images that you tend to like in that style, and then you can just drag them in, and any elements. So I find it just makes it so much faster when you're designing something, especially if you're doing a collection with a lot of products, or if your store is like using the same style. So if you're a business store and maybe you have like a neutral palette that you use all the time, then having the brand kit will save you a lot of time. Okay. Now, if you find that you get a lot of elements that drag into the wrong place, you can right click on it and detach. That one's not in properly, so that one didn't work. So if you hit detach image here, so if you right click, if you want to drag it into somewhere and it goes into the wrong place, that's when you would use the detach image and then put it where you want it to go. And then you can always just double click and move things around until you get it in the right spot for what you actually want. Okay, something else that I see a lot of people struggle with, and I struggled with a lot in the beginning as well, is actually spacing out your headings so that they look good together. So if we were to automatically put a font here, well, this one's automatically because I probably have used spacing recently, but if you have, let's say this one's going to be a title. So if you have a title and you want to have the text underneath it, when it's all bunched up like this, it just doesn't look great. So let's just change this one to say heading, and we'll change this one to say subheading. So really what you want to do is space that one out. So go to spacing, just sort of drag it out, have a look at it. Yeah, it looks okay. This one's the same, you want to drag it out. Now the smaller one, we tend to space out a bit more. It just tends to make it look better together. But as you can see, it looks much better than it did before. Just trying to find my up key. And then once you are happy with the sizing, then you can group them. You could drag them around, make them bigger or smaller, depending. But using that spacing just makes it feel like the hierarchy is right. So the heading is the bit that's drawing your eye in, and then the subheading is underneath it, and it's not as overpowering. So you definitely want to start trying to master that. Now, while we are talking about fonts and spacing, a big no-no is grabbing a script font. So let's just type in script. Oops, helps if you can spell. Keep hitting the wrong keys. So let's just pick any script. So see this script here. A big no-no would be capitals in a script. That one's probably easier to read, or that one. It looks ridiculous when it's capitals because it's not how it's meant to be. So you want to click on that. You want to take that off capitals and have it as a lowercase or normal case. And you also want to make sure you don't have any letter spacing when it comes to a script font, because a script font is meant to look like it's handwritten, and handwritten cursive fonts don't have big gaps in them. So you want to make sure that you definitely take that spacing out, and then it will look much better. Okay. Another tip is when you upload items into your uploads folder, if it's something that you're going to be using on a regular basis, like let's just say for me, it's going to be these mock-ups, I would save those to a folder. So if I click on that, I can click move to folder, and I could create a new one, and I could say branded mock-ups and hit move to folder. Now, then it disappears from here, and I can add this one there as well, move to folder, put it in the same one. But what happens is when I want to pull those up, I can just go to projects, and I can go to folders, find that folder, and the products that I want are in there. So it means that I can have them organized and I can find them without having to scroll for a very long time through the uploaded folder to try and find things. So I find that that's really helpful, especially when you're designing things or you are using the same items over and over again. So that's one tip that I would definitely use all the time. Now, if you make a mistake, let's just say that this ended up being our original design and you've designed over the top of it. I know that a lot of people come up against this because I've come up against it as well. What you need to do, if you have Canva Pro, just make a copy of the new version that you've made. So just go File, make a copy, and save that one. Then you can use this little one here that says version history, and you can click on it and you can go back to your original. So all you need to do is go back to the oldest one and you can just change it so it'll go back to the original version. I think I'm in the way of that one. So this one's not going to let me because that was the first sort of edits that I did to it, so because it was a copy. But once you have your original there, you will be able to go back to the original and you would just click Restore up here. And so that can save you a lot of heartache if you make an error. All right, so they are the main design sort of shortcuts that I use all the time for designing. So I hope that this has been helpful and will help you to speed up your process as well. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Talk to you later.